Hey everyone, what's going on? We are back for the monthly address for May. Today is currently May 6th, the day I'm recording. So, just quickly talking about, if you're a student, what you should be focused on. Obviously, with May, that means that we got about 6 weeks before our exams are coming up. So, honestly, if you're missing assignments and your grade isn't where you want it to be, doing that work now so that you're not stressing out your teachers, not stressing out yourself, getting things done really last minute. You want to make sure you're kind of pulling that together now, right? Like this is a month where you can salvage your semester, particularly like if you're in grade 12 and they're doing grad checks, which I know they are, making sure you're getting those assignments submitted, making sure you're resubmitting assignments and improving them so that you have a passing grade so that you make that grad deadline, which I think for CTK students is actually in 4 days. So regardless, right, May is a month where you're wrapping up kind of your semester. You're probably starting to mentally get ready for finals. That would be worth doing. And then maybe towards the start of June, that's where you really start studying, reviewing, going back to the early chapters, reviewing concepts and everything. So for the month of May, make sure you're doing that. Some other things I wanted to discuss was a uh, a chapter from the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork by John Maxwell. I read this chapter some time ago, and I started reading this book actually while I was coaching basketball to kind of just look at what is necessary for teamwork and what is necessary for teams to succeed. And anyone who followed the basketball season would know that we didn't see a lot of success, at least not on the standings, obviously. I think many players improved, and that was great. And myself as a coach, I improved a lot. But reading chapters of this book and trying to understand how different pieces of the puzzle kind of add into it, there's a really good chapter in here, chapter 7, the law of the compass, that really can help not only teams but individuals to progress forward. And the chapter really emphasizes the necessity for a vision to help give team members both direction and confidence. So the reason why I wanted to discuss this is, often whether it be as students or just individuals, whatever it is, as we go through life, we really have no long-term goal or vision in mind. And so it leaves us with a lot of anxiety about the future and this degree of stress because there's all these unforeseen threats in the future. Threats obviously, and some can be real, but there's all these things that your brain is trying to calculate and solve and figure out. And by not having some sort of compass, we should even discuss for a moment what is a compass. It's a device used to give you direction. So, a properly calibrated compass will tell you where north, south, east, and west are. And so, when you're traveling, if you're out in the mountains or whatever, and in the past, obviously people would use compasses. There are tools you can use in your environment, like the sun. So, the sun rises in the east, generally speaking, and sets in the west, generally speaking. And that can kind of shift a little bit depending on winter or summer. But to have a goal is akin to having a compass in our lives, having some sort of objective. And this really connects with the theme of a couple of the other months, the monthly addresses that we talked about of, maybe your goal is to create a good habit of studying. So what does that look like? Could be studying 15 minutes every single day, building up to being able to study that much. Could be building up to, one really good lengthy study session with no devices nearby. But that at least gives you a direction that you need to go in. And that can reduce the amount of anxiety you experience, overall anxiety, let's say, because then at least in your mind, you can figure out, am I doing today what I need to be doing to get to that place, right? To achieve that goal. And so I wanted to talk about that, the law of the compass, the necessity for us to have a direction in life, a necessity for us to have a direction in our academics in terms of the results we'd like to see, the effort we want to put in, and potentially where we want to take our academic journeys, right? And that's education aside, right? Like education I see is more just the process of learning and reevaluating your ideas and trying new things. But your academics, I'm referring more to your schoolwork and school mark and your grades. So law of the compass, right? Ask yourself, which direction are you heading in and why are you going there? Is that something that you set up yourself, or is that a goal that was given to you by a friend, someone from a religious community, a parent, a sibling? Are you just doing what your friends want to do? So ask yourself, where is your compass pointing and why is it pointing there? And are you moving there? Okay. Additionally, for the month of May, some other things I wanted to chat about that kind of connect. May is Mental Health Month. So, look out for your friends, reach out to people that you might know are struggling, and be open to being a little bit more vulnerable yourself and talking about your struggles. That can be very challenging. Sometimes we open up and have this conversation and it falls flat. And part of that can be the way we begin to open up, right? So maybe just watching a video on this, it's like telling a friend that, hey, I just need to talk this out. I need to work this through in my mind. Do you mind listening? That actually calibrates the brain to some extent to understanding that, hey, this person just wants to talk. They're not necessarily looking for a solution. They're not necessarily just complaining. If you want to just vent, say, hey, man, it's okay if I vent to you for a little bit about something that's been bugging me and getting that out, right? So a lot of mental health can be sorted out through, just this conversation. But I think May can be a very stressful time for students, especially if they're about to go into finals with a grade that they're not happy with. They don't know what to do anymore because they have no more assignments. Their teachers are pretty slammed and there's all this stress. And if you're in grade 12, there's, oh my God, what am I going to do? What's happening? I don't know if people have gotten their confirmation that they've been accepted into university. I'm sure many people have, but maybe on the condition of certain grade level that they need to get before they graduate. So May can be a very stressful time of the year, right? In many respects, May can be a really awesome time of the year. Particularly in Edmonton, Alberta, the days are getting longer, the sun is out more, and generally for our well-being, we human beings really like sunlight, getting outside and literally touching grass, but getting into the sunlight, getting outdoors. And May can be a month where we take some time to reflect on our well-being and our mental health and reaching out to our friends and establishing good, healthy friendships and establishing that these are friendships that are not just based on just surface level activities or surface level kind of understanding of one another, but having the courage to, take the plunge and share something a little bit more meaningful about yourself and be open to hearing things that are more meaningful or difficult to share and hear as well. And another kind of concept I wanted to tie in with the compass idea that we just discussed and well-being and overall general health, let's say, is, it's already an idea we've discussed in a previous monthly address, was doing the things we need to do today to make sure that our goals, our direction, wherever we're trying to go, that those outcomes are being achieved long term by doing the small things on a daily basis. One of the things I've been doing myself is trying to go to the gym more. And for me, that means Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so even today, in an hour or two, I'll be at the gym if everything goes well, and I'll be training. And why do I do that? Because I need the physical exercise. It feels really good. I like going there to see people, really good for my mental state. It adds a little, spice, seasoning, flavor to my life, because then it's not just work, dealing with students, dealing with problems, solving problems, marking. It's also, hey, I get to go do this fun thing that I really enjoy. So are we doing the little things on a day-to-day basis that help us towards a better mental well-being, help us move in the direction that we want to be going in our lives, right? And those are things that we should really be reflecting on for May. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Also, I just remembered, I looked at my account today and it looks like I have 300 subscribers, which is really awesome considering when I started this channel probably about 2 years ago, at zero, like everyone does. I really didn't anticipate to have 300 subscribers. And I know that many of those are a lot of students, potentially some staff members and just people in the CTK community. I know some people from my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym have subscribed as well. I've done some interviews there and hope to do some more in the future. but really excited and grateful that there's 300 subscribers. And once this gets uploaded, this would be my 400th video. So thank you to everyone who's been here. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful May. I'll see you back in June. Peace.